What is the value of a human life? How does justice serve those whose lives are brutally taken away? These are the questions that echo in our hearts as we delve into the unthinkable tragedy that befell Junko Furuta, a high school student in Japan. In the waning days of November in 1988, Junko's life took a dark turn when she was kidnapped by Hiroshi Miyano. A tale of horror unfolded as she was taken to an abandoned warehouse, where Miyano, devoid of any semblance of humanity, violated her in unimaginable ways. But the nightmare was far from over. Miyano, along with his accomplices Nobuharu Minato, Joe Ogura, and Yasushi Watanabe, subjected Junko to 42 days of relentless torture. Their acts of brutality, a shocking reminder of the depth to which human depravity can sink, were not confined to this group alone. They even invited others to participate in their monstrous acts against Junko, treating her suffering as a spectacle to be shared. In the face of such inhumanity, one must ask, what were the repercussions? The 25th of November 1988, a day that would mark the beginning of Junko Furuta's nightmare. This was the day that Hiroshi Miyano, a name that would soon become infamous, decided to kidnap Junko. With a sinister plan in mind, he took the unsuspecting high school student to an abandoned warehouse. The place was devoid of any sign of life, a perfect setting for the horrific act he was about to commit. There, he violated her dignity and shattered her spirit, subjecting her to a brutal physical assault. But the nightmare was just beginning. Hiroshi then brought Junko to a hotel, a place where she would be further tormented. His friends, Nobuharu Minato, Joe Ogura, and Yasushi Watanabe, joined him in this horrendous act. The group, fueled by a perverse sense of power and control, continued to violate Junko, showing no mercy. The next stage of her ordeal took place at Minato's parents' house. It was here that Junko was held captive, her freedom snatched away. Her captors, in a cruel twist of fate, forced her to deceive her own parents. She was made to call them, to tell them she had run away, while her tormentors gloated in the background. As days turned into weeks, Junko's suffering intensified. Her captors bragged about their twisted achievement, inviting others to join them in their sickening activities. Junko was subjected to unspeakable physical abuse. She was set on fire, her legs doused in lighter fluid. Her hands were crushed with dumbbells, each blow a testament to the inhumanity of her captors. Despite the relentless torture, Junko's spirit fought back. She attempted to escape, a desperate bid for freedom. But she was caught, and her punishment was severe. The torture escalated, each act more brutal than the last. On January 4th, 1989, the young life came to an abrupt end. After losing a game of mahjong, Minato and his friends unleashed a final wave of violence on Junko. For 2 hours, they beat and burned her, extinguishing the life of a girl who had suffered unimaginable horrors. In the wake of her death, the question remained, what justice would be served? The grim answer would reveal itself in the days following the discovery of Junko Furuta's body, encased in concrete and discarded at a construction site. The truth unraveled when Hiroshi Miyano, the initial kidnapper, confessed to the crime, a shocking revelation that would send ripples through society and the justice system. The subsequent trial of the perpetrators exposed a chilling disregard for human life. Despite the monstrous nature of their crimes, their sentences were startlingly light. Hiroshi Miyano, the ringleader, received a 20-year sentence. His accomplices, Nobuharu Minato, Yasushi Watanabe, and Joe Ogura, were sentenced to 5 to 7 years, 9 years, and 8 years respectively. In the aftermath, a twisted irony unfolded. Minato, having served his sentence, was later arrested for attempted murder under a changed name, a stark testament to the inadequacy of his initial punishment. Joe Ogura, in a show of brazen audacity, bragged about his involvement in the heinous crime, further misusing money that was intended for Furuta's grieving family. This disheartening response to such a horrific crime sparked outrage and demands for reform within the Japanese justice system. The case of Junko Furuta forced society to confront the harsh reality of its legal limitations, particularly concerning juvenile crime. It pushed for a much-needed overhaul, aiming to ensure that such a gross miscarriage of justice would not repeat itself. The legacy of Junko Furuta's case continues to echo within the halls of justice and the hearts of a society that will never forget her. It remains a haunting reminder of the need for a justice system that is responsive, robust, and unyielding in the face of such despicable acts of violence. The case of Junko Furuta, a stark reminder of the need for justice, has left a profound impact on Japanese society and its laws. Her story, though marred by tragedy, continues to inspire change, ensuring that her suffering was not in vain.